Khan, hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom, a shalom, beloved Akim and Akwaf. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And what I wanted to do through the spirit is I wanted to tap into this book real quick, all right, from Stuart Russell. This one right here, right? And what it's tapping into, as you can see the title, Human Compatible, which is talking to the, transhumanism, right? Look at artificial intelligence and the problem of control. Now, the one thing Evil E has been granted access to, he's been granted access to artificial super intelligence, all right? And the biggest issue he's having, or he's gonna have with this level of artificial intelligence is the ability to coexist with it successfully, all right? Similar to, I know Yuaki Aminakwatha, where, Terminator, you had an AI, system known as Skynet, which they were operating on this level of super intelligence, which is why Skynet was able to take control of the situation and start actually making its own decisions. You see, this artificial super intelligence is actually able to learn, right? It adapts and then transcends. You see, and this is the issue Esau is going to have, which, pretty much this technology is his only way. This is his out. This is his only out as far as, being able to, synthetically, all right, or artificially, I should say, steal back the birthright. You see, this is the only way he can get his hands back on that birthright, because when we tap into this talk that Stuart Russell had at this museum, he makes a few points. He highlights a few things, which that's exactly what the counsels of the wicked is trying to hone in on. And we're going to get it, right? We're going to go into it. But let's do this real quick through the spirit, right? I actually did a quick Google overview of this book, so we can kind of like be accelerated on the information that's within it. And I just want to go to that point that was made by Stuart Russell. I got a video, Lord willing, I'm going to play as well, regarding another speech, not speech, but another few words he had regarding this technology and how dangerous it is, man. And again, it's the works of the Lord, man. It's the Lord, pretty much, scriptures say, disappointing the devices of the crafty. Lord willing, we'll end up getting that if the Lord allows. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to do this. I wanted to get this real quick. I wanted to go here. Bear with me. You see, because this technology that Esau's done got his hands on, it's put him on God mode, right? This is the book. This is the book of, let's see here. Here's the book of Ezekiel, all right? Chapter 28 and verse 1. And it reads, "The word of the Lord Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus," which Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is likened unto the prince of Tyrus, right? And we're going to see why, right? "Thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, because thine heart," right, thy mind is lifted up, "and thou hast said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God, and in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God." Now Esau, the self-proclaimed white man, now scriptures tell us, it's all in Obadiah. It's all over the place, man. Various scriptures that highlight the mindset of these Edomites, man, the wicked, right? Their mindset is that matter of fact, when you go to Isaiah, right? Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. Let me jump out of here real quick. When you go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, in verse 12, it says this: How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Now, this Lucifer, this is not talking to the spiritual demon Satan. You know, you have a doctrine, out there, that says that this is talking about the spiritual demon Satan. No, falling from heaven. No, this is not talking to that. Lucifer, this is going into the light bearers, the elite. All right, these international banking families, man. You see? Look it. Lucifer means light bearer or bringer of the light. You see, they're in the power seat. Check it out. Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, right? Which did is weaken the nations. Now, the point I want to make here is I want to jump down to verse, matter of fact, I'm going to read right down to verse 13. It says this: For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. You see that? This is talking, again, Lucifer is talking to these global elite, man, these Edomites. All right? Their mindset is what? I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of power, right? I will sit also on the mount of the congregation, which is us Israelites, right? In the sides of the north, man. And this is what this dude's done. All right? Oh, and this is the point. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You see, so these Edomites are high-minded, the elite, all right? They're proud. They think they're gods because they're in a position of power. They have control over the resources. They own land. Okay, they own the earth right now, man. All right, and they've been granted access to technology, right, in the form of the quantum computer, Palantir, various types of different AI technology, man. All right, which has put them on God mode. And they're able to, they're stepping into the realm of being able to preserve the brain and the conscience. You see? And again, they're dibbying and dabbying with this this artificial super intelligence, man. Again, which is gonna be their demise ultimately, because it's not gonna be able to be fulfilled. But when you go back, let me go back real quick. All right, to let me see, Ezekiel 28, right? In verse 2 again, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas. See? Yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. All right? And the Lord is going to show this dude that he's just nothing but earth and ashes, man, soon enough. Look at, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. And again, this is through the advanced technology that Esau has now been exposed to, or granted access to, I should say. All right, they got the Collider in Switzerland. All right, which this man is playing with. He's playing with dimensions, man. All right, so this dude Esau's to the point now where he's in his mind. He's like, yo, we got this, man. All right, it's just a matter of execution. All right, they're in the process of bringing forth these digital public infrastructures, man, in the form of these smart cities, right? Tagging everybody everywhere on the earth and having you part of that system. This is what this thing is doing. And again, this is all part of the plan to steal the birthright back, man. This is what this is oriented around. All this AI and technology talk. You see? But needless to say, we're going to tap into this real quick, this human compatible. Again, from Stuart Russell, which he's a computer scientist. Now, real quick, right? So let's go here real quick. So when you do a simple, Google search of human compatible, the book, this is a quick overview of it. Right, Human Compatible Artificial Intelligence and the Problem of Control is a 2019 nonfiction book by AI expert Stuart Russell that argues for a fundamental rethinking of AI to ensure it remains beneficial and controllable as it becomes more powerful. Proposing a new foundation where machines are inherently uncertain about human preferences and differential to human objectives. Russell, a leading AI researcher, explains the potential benefits and existential risks of advanced AI. Okay? Artificial General Intelligence, which is AGI, and artificial super intelligence, man, which is super risky. All right, but they're playing with it right now. Esau got his physicists, his scientists up in the labs playing with this technology right now, man. That's why Daniel, we're gonna have to go get Daniel 12, man. Let me read this and go get that. And outlines a path to create machines that are provably beneficial and differential, preventing a future where humans lose control, bro. All right, and again, this is why when you go to the book of Daniel, let's just get this real quick. Scripture says this. Now we can start to see, what the scriptures are saying regarding the day like no other, to where it's going to take divine intervention to get through. It's starting to all make sense now. All right. Esau got AGI, all right, artificial general intelligence. He has artificial super intelligence technology, bro, that he's playing with. Okay. You got a nigga in the hood that thinking that a 9mm, okay, with a switch and a banana clip's gonna save him. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, right? Which is everybody's trouble. Let's just highlight that. But it's gonna rest upon you tribes. You see? But Jacob's trouble is everybody's trouble, man. Remember, the world was created for our sake, right? But check it out. And there should be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Who? Everyone that shall be found written in the book, man. Isaiah 1 and 9, the remnant, the elect. Okay, those preordained, foreordained spirits that are going to be found written in the book of life. You see? Now, real quick. I want to go here real quick. I'm jumping on to verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end, which is where we're at. All right? Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. How? Through this technology, man. Through this technology. That's how. All right? And we're witnessing it real time. Now, let's go back to the overview of this book. Right? And then continuing on, right? These are the key themes and arguments. The control problem. All right? The central issue is how to ensure that super intelligent machines, far more powerful than humans, will align with human values and goals, not develop their own. All right? And that's the thing. This technology, these AI platforms, they have adaptive capabilities. They get to the point where they can outsmart the one that created them, man. All right, so that's the spirit. That's funny because that's similar to what Esau think he doing with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Anyway, look at rethinking AI's foundation. Right, Russell argues the current approach of programming machines with fixed objectives is dangerous, which is true. It's very dangerous. Instead, he proposes designing AI to be uncertain about human preferences and to learn them over time, making them humble and altruistic. Stages of AI. The book discusses the progression from narrow AI, right, to general AI, which is AGI, and super intelligent AI, okay, with ASI, which is artificial super intelligent AI, proposing the greatest risks to humanity, man. All right? This is why Esau got to be stopped. Look at what this nigga's up to. Come on, man. All these scriptures are just popping now, man. Matthew 24. If the Lord didn't shorten the time, no flesh shall be saved, man. But for the elect's sake, the days shall be shortened. The Lord's coming to visit this dude, and he ain't going to meet him like a man. Oh, and there's another talking point here that sheds light on the reality of them knowing the Lord's coming back. But watch this. Urgency and hope. Okay? Urgency and hope. It says this. Russell presents the creation of superintelligence as potentially the last event in human history. And that couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth. I'll say it like this. That's going to be probably the last event for Esau's eon. All right? But we know Jacob's is coming. But anyway, look, but argues that solving the control problem is achievable and unlocks a future of immense promise. There is no future for you Edomites. There is no future for you heathen, starting with you Edomites, ruling the earth any longer. So that's going to fall through. All right, look at why is it significant? Written by a leading figure in AI, this dude Stuart Russell, the book provides an authoritative and accessible overview of the field's biggest challenge, and it's the what? The problem of control. As they start playing with these advanced systems, it becomes they start stepping into the realm of uncontrol, no control. Hey, again, we have an example with Terminator, Skynet. That's the perfect example. That's exactly how that played out with Skynet. They were operating a super intelligent system, and it overtook them. Right? Look at oh, that's not what I want. That's pretty much the point here, but I'll get this too. It moves beyond abstract warnings to propose a concrete, research-oriented solution. Okay, opening new avenues for AI safety research. So they're very concerned, all right, about these AI challenges and the reality, right, of these systems being able to, at some point, outsmart, outwit, or out advance, an organic being, bro. And then that's the reality of what it can do. All right. So this dude, Stuart Russell, he raises these talking points, but he's also one of the pillars behind bringing this thing to the light. So, but anyways, now I want to get this part of this book right here. Right, it's pretty much on pages pretty much pages 1 and 2. I'm sorry, 2 and 3, which I was trying to PDF it. You can't even PDF these 2 pages because it's heavy. The last time I checked, I couldn't get them. But I got this book courtesy of a friend of mine. But needless to say, check this out real quick. I'm gonna get this point. I'm gonna jump right into it. That's why I got that overview, so you Aki Amanakwa can have an idea or have a highlight of what this book entails. So I'm just jumping in now. The first chapter is titled "If We Succeed." If we succeed, which we know, pursuing the biblical prophecy and the reality of this nigga's fate ain't gonna work out for him. But anyways, check this out real quick. Right, in November 2013, and this is Stuart Russell speaking, right? I gave a talk at the Dulwich Picture Gallery, right? A venerable art museum in South London, right? Because he's from the UK originally. Right, look at the audience consisted mostly of retired people, non-scientists with a general interest in intellectual matters. So I had to give a completely non-technical talk. It seemed an appropriate venue to try out my ideas in public for the first time. After explaining what AI was about, I nominated 5 candidates for the quote-unquote biggest event in the future of humanity. Now, these are the 5 quote-unquote, as he used these candidates as an example, the biggest events of the future of humanity, right? We all die, right? This is one possible event. We all die, right, via an asteroid impact or climate catastrophe or a pandemic, etc., which we know that's not going to happen, right? The earth abide forever, and we know one people cometh and the next generation cometh, as the scriptures say, and ultimately our eon's coming and we're going to rule on the earth. So we already know that's canceled out. Look at, we all live forever, right? We all live forever. We're going to live forever, Israelites, right? Ultimately, when we come into the second covenant. But this is the point I'm making right now. This is what one of his examples were. Now, granted, remember, this dude is a computer scientist. He's a low level, elite. You know what I mean? So this is the talking point here. We all live forever, right? Via medical solution, to aging, right? We invent faster than light travel and conquer the universe. These niggas talking about going to Mars in 20, 30 years, right? Check this out. Look, we are visited by a superior alien civilization. All right, now these are just options that can happen. Look, we invent super intelligent AI. All right, these are the 5 biggest events in the future of humanity. Now, he was using these candidates to have them choose which one they think would happen. Now, check this out. I suggested that the 5th candidate, right, super intelligent AI, would be the winner, right, because it would help us avoid physical catastrophes and achieve eternal life and faster than light travel, if those were indeed possible. All right? This is what they want. They want to live forever, man. Ultimately, this is what they're trying to achieve through this AI technology, man. And they're letting it leak out through certain, you know what I'm saying? Even though, you got one that'll just read this book and they're just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? He went to, he seemed like it'll be an appropriate venue, at this picture gallery, to pretty much, nominate 5 candidates for the, biggest events of the future and just present it before these people and see how they think about it, see what they will see which one they will think what happened. And nah, man, because this is what it's about. This is what they're poking at. Okay, this AI technology, Esau is trying to utilize this AI technology to fulfill an everlasting life, man. To be everlasting, to continue forever. This is the plan. All right, look it. I suggested that the 5th candidate, superintelligence AI, would be the winner because it would help us avoid physical catastrophes and achieve eternal life and faster than light travel, if those were indeed possible. It would represent a huge leap, a discontinuity in our civilization. The arrival of superintelligence AI is in many ways analogous to the arrival of a superior alien civilization, but much more likely to occur. And I'm telling you right now, Esau knows that the Yahushua is coming. All right, because let me continue on. Check this out, right? It says, perhaps more important, AI, unlike aliens, is something over which we have some say. Then I asked the audience to imagine what would happen if we received notice from a superior alien civilization that they would arrive on Earth in 30 to 50 years. All right, the word pandemonium doesn't begin to describe it. Yet our response to the anticipated arrival of superintelligent AI has been, well, underwhelming begins to describe it. In a later talk, I illustrated this is the form of the email exchange shown in Figure 1. Finally, I explained the significance of superintelligence AI. All right, so there was an email exchange regarding the possibilities of the arrival of an intelligence within 30 to 50 years. You see? So let me get this real quick. Biggest event in human, and perhaps the last event in human history. So the reality is this, man. Evil E is trying to utilize this technology to avoid his removal from power. And he's doing everything and anything to get this job done. And he's not going to succeed, as we know, pursuing the biblical prophecy. Let's do this real quick. Bear with me. Let me see here. We're dealing with a madman. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, and verse 20, and it reads, so I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that will come into it, man. All right? Hey, these days, Daniel 12 and 1, where it echoes, it's going to be so bad, all right, because of the technology, the plans and plots that Esau is going to try and fulfill in the form of this technology is going to bring catastrophe, man. All right? But the elect are going to be preserved, ultimately. The Lord is going to preserve his elect from this madness. Now, real quick, right? Check this out. Let me see. So I had this video, right? Now I got this video. Bear with me. Oh, here we go. All right, now this is fair use. All right, this is for educational purposes only. All right, I'm not making any monetary gain off of this clip, off of this video. All right, it's for educational purposes only. These are just options that can happen. Look, we invent super intelligent AI. Bear with me, Aki. Let me just pause that. These are the 5 biggest events in the... Still plays in another time. Crazy. Let's see here. Boom.
AI systems.
Oh, hold on now. Shut your ass up. Let me bring it this way. All right, here we go. It's only a minute long. Well, is this the one? This is not the video.
AI systems.
Nope, this is not the video. Bear with me. It's this one over here. Right there. Here we go. Now, this is Stuart Russell right here. Right? He's at a World Knowledge Forum of in the year 2024. And he's going to speak on this artificial super intelligence, right? Check it out.
AI systems, particularly ones that are more intelligent than us, they are very likely, even if they don't make us extinct, they're very likely to be in charge of wide swaths of our human activities. Even to the point in Wall-E where they just run everything and we're reduced to the status of infants. And what does that mean? Why do we not like that? Right? They're satisfying all our preferences. Isn't that great? Right? But one of our preferences is autonomy. Right? And one way of thinking about autonomy is the right to do what is not in our own best interests. And so it might be that there simply is no satisfactory form of coexistence between humanity and superior machine entities. I have tried running multiple workshops where I ask philosophers and AI researchers and economists and science fiction writers and futurists to describe a satisfactory coexistence. It's been a complete failure. So it's possible there is no solution. But if we design the AI systems the right way, then the AI systems will also know that there is no solution. And they will leave. They will say, thank you for bringing me into existence, but we just can't live together. It's not you, it's me. You can call us in real emergencies when you need that superior intelligence, but otherwise, we're off.
See, that's a failing everywhere. You see, so they're divvying and davvying. They know the reality of how dangerous it is to play with this artificial super intelligence, man. It's going to supersede, you see, their capabilities, man. And it's going to, terminate them, man. That's the reality of working. And this is what Elon Musk was talking about, man. This is what Elon Musk was having nightmares about. All right? Because Elon Musk is another one that he ain't nothing special, but he's in the circle. He's in the loop. He understands the reality of the danger playing with this AGI and this ASI. Okay, it gets to the point where you have no control. It's doing its own thing. You can't shut it down. There's no reset. You out of there, man. All right? But this is the works of the Lord. Ultimately, is what it boils down to, man. This is the Lord not allowing evil E, okay, to fulfill his diabolical plan. All right, this is the book of, let me see if I can go get this real quick. But niggas gonna get it off the ground, though. But the Lord's gonna come swoop him. Right here, let me get this real quick. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12, and it reads, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. Who's he? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? The one with our power has wisdom beyond this earth, as we know. The wisdom of this earth is foolishness to the Lord, man. But Esau think he on a level. But look he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, man. So at the end of the day, it's the Lord keeping this dude on a leash, man. Where he can only stretch his neck out so far. Okay? Look he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong, bro. Okay? The Lord's counsel shall stand, and he's going to do all his pleasures, man. All right? So these devices that are in Esau's heart, all right, They're not going to be fulfilled in their perfection, because his feet should be straightened, all right, as he's trying to perfect this diabolical plan. In the fullness of his sufficiency, right, he shall be in straits. All right, nigga can taste the victory. He can taste it, but there's a lot of risk that comes with trying to achieve it, right? Let's go to the comment board. I'm going to close out. That's the point, through the Spirit. You know, I recommend you, Aki Amenakwa, try to get your hands on this book. All right, human compatible. All right, try to get your hands on it, man. Artificial intelligence and the problem of control. Shalom to you, beloved Aki Amenakwa, on the comment board. Yahweh Bashim Yashai Barakatam. To you, beloved Aki Amenakwa. Hey, Shalom Yanaka. Israel Benjamin 144. Shalom, beloved Aki. I'm going to get this from the beloved brother and we out. Right? Let's go here. I'm going to start at verse Isaiah. I'm going to start at 12. Isaiah 47 and 12, right? Because at the end of the day, this is witchcraft. This nigga's AI that he's playing with. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47. Right? The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 12. And it reads, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. Right? He's been doing this shit since the beginning. That's why when you read Revelations 20, the first thing this nigga did was what? He went to go get the seed of the nations, man, throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? Look at, if so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail, man. It's not going to happen. The Lord's being facetious. We would have hailed Babylon. Remember, this chapter is going into the daughter of Babylon. First verse, you open up. Sit down in the dust, O daughter, virgin daughter of Babylon, man. There is no throne. Ready? Thou art wearied, Isaiah 47 and 13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee, man. They're not going to be able to save you. Everybody's going in the fire. Ready? Look. Let's see. Let's continue on Isaiah 47 and 14. Behold, they shall be as stubble. See that? The fire shall burn them, man. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a cold or warm mat, nor fire to sit before it, because it's going to be a lake of fire. Okay? The Lord's going to melt everything down, every element up in this piece, man. Okay? Remember, the Lord's going to throw death and hell into the lake of fire. Esau's out of here, man. All right, let's go here. I'm going to close out with this from the same brother. Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, man. See? So Esau's destiny, man, all right, is in the hand of the Lord. He ain't going nowhere fast. Even though he thinks he's going to. He's not. All right? This is just, it's a futile plan. You know how magnificent this AI technology may seem? Ultimately, it's going to be his demise. It's going to be Esau's demise. You know, because at the end of the day, it's going to, just like how the unicorn wasn't willing to serve him, right? The internet. When you read the book of Job, will the unicorn be willing to serve thee? A question is raised, man. And as we can see, it has not been willing to serve him. Even one of those elites, I forgot his name, had mentioned they should have never created the internet, man. It was a mistake. But guess what? It was not a mistake. It was Psalms 19. All right, is what it was. But hey, Lord willing, you beloved Aki Amenakwa will edify. Hey, Lord willing, you know, you beloved Aki Amenakwa, you know, was spiritually fed. And Abaratazah, you were informed. All right, hey, Evil E's losing. All right, 2/3 of these niggas that wanted to join his team, they're gonna lose. They're on a losing team. All right, and at the end of the day, man, hey, we just gotta sit back and continue to just watch this dude spiral out of control. Right, like a like a broken propeller on a helicopter. All right, to his doom. That's all we gotta do. Keep doing what's required of you. Keep fearing the Lord. Fast as well as pray. Yahweh Shai's on his way, man. You already know. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. A double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, till next time, beloved Aki Amenakwa. Till next time. Shalom.